Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of my summary of the Lexington letter. Just a reminder, it's available on Apple Books. I'll have a link in the description. It picks back up with the email between Daria and Jim. Jim says he talked to somebody that worked at Lumen and they said that she got fired for missing too much work. And they don't really have the resources to cover the story anyway, so he'd rather her work on a high school basketball game playoffs. She said she can do both. She'll cover the playoffs and then she'll move on to the Lumen story because she thinks it's pretty interesting. And then he tells her, well, it's too late because Peg died in a car crash. And in her obituary, it noted that she was a bus driver, the kids and how much they liked her and this and that. But it doesn't say anything about her working at Lumen, which I thought was interesting. Jim said it's probably for the best. They probably avoided a lawsuit, and then he references how a newspaper had previously been sued out of business by Lumen over a story about feeding tubes. That might be interesting down the road. And he tells her to hurry up on the basketball story because he wants to publish it the next day. Then it transitions to the MDR handbook that we heard about in the last video. It's got your typical welcome to the family introduction, and a note in there about how they started as a topical salve company, which is pretty cool. It describes what Severance is and how the procedure works and that it's safe. And then it goes on to describe MDR. It says, a refiner is someone who makes something pure, usable, and accessible. It could be oil, sugar, or our industry, biotech. You remove impurities from data and reorganize it into its purest form. You were selected because of your intuition and emotional intelligence, as well as vast intellectual prowess. She was a bus driver. But okay. There's a reference to, we know that you want to know what the numbers are, but it can inhibit your natural intuition. And then it describes the process of refining. Talks about being given a data set and how certain clusters elicit different feelings, and that there are 4 different types of numbers, and your job is to fill each of the 5 bins equally with 4 types of numbers. Why there are 5 bins, I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that. And I'm really curious, how do they verify that they're doing it correctly? Like, do they have different people working on the same set of numbers so they can compare them? Or is this just like a Vault Tech type experiment and none of it really matters? Then it describes the 4 types of numbers. We have WO, which results in feeling melancholy or despair. FC, which results in joy or ecstasy. DR, which results in fear, anxiety, or apprehension. And lastly, MA, which elicits feelings of rage or a desire to do harm. Then it talks about how to sort the numbers. Shows the layout that we've all seen with the data set, the little bins, the progress bars. An interesting thing I did notice, there's a alphanumeric code at the bottom, and apparently that's the coordinates within the data set so that they can navigate around there. If you put it in the wrong bin, you get a thumbs down, the data moves back, and you have to try again. So it does know what it's looking for, so what are they doing? And then it says, congratulations, that's all you need to know with all that intellectual prowess that you brought to the table. Talks about notes on attire, the dress code. They have to wear solid colors, monochromatic or pastels, no labels because it'll set off the code detector. And they said, you ain't got to worry about it anyway because your Audi's going to be dressing you, so I guess they just want them to know why they look the way they do. There's a section about hygiene, reminding them to wash their hands at least 10 times a day, which seems a bit much to me. Maybe they have COVID as well. It says to stay within your designated apartment. It seems like they've relaxed on that one, right? And they say it's for preserving health and limiting the spread of contagions. Remember, if workflow suffers, in the long run, so does the world, because they're changing the world, right? They explain the existence of the Wellness Center and how it's important because a sound mind and calm spirit are essential to a good work ethic. And then there's a pretty cold statement about, remember, your Audi chose this. And you need to respect their desire for a work-life balance. Just pretty wild. They said if any incidents happen, like a safety thing, that they'll notify your Audi, and that discipline will be administered to match the seriousness. Whether they mean in or out, I don't know. Probably both. They talk about the incentive structure. You get an eraser at 10% file completion, finger trap at 20%. At 75%, you earn yourself a music and dance experience. I'm sure that's awesome. And at 100%, you get the caricature. If you have exemplary work, then you will be considered refiner of the quarter, and you get a waffle party, which we've heard about that. They talk about the core principles, which are pretty interesting. You have vision, verve, wit, cheer, humility, benevolence, nimbleness, probity, which is a strong moral principle, and my favorite, wiles, which means manipulation or persuasion to get what you want. A lot of that going on around the office. These principles overlap and should be considered together. Important to focus on these social skills because we're not just a team, we're a community and a family. And that's it. It just says welcome aboard. So tell me what you guys think. I think it's pretty interesting. I can finally watch this week's episode. I wanted to get this done first, so I'll probably get a video up about that later. But like, comment, share, subscribe. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.